Hey everybody, this is Anthony and Eileen Jackson from Chicago, Illinois, Regional Vice Presidents with FES, and we're here just to give you a little bit of encouragement and let you guys know no matter whatever your situation is, whatever you go through, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel and you can make it out. Life before FES for us was very stressful on our marriage, on our relationship. Our communication was messed up. Financially, we were in a bad place. Physically and spiritually, we were, kind of emotional roller coasters at that time before we stumbled upon this company. And just to tell you a little bit about, some of the things that we had to endure, some nights we would come home to no lights. Some nights we would come home to no gas. Some days we were going to work faithfully, coming home and not being able to provide the way that we really wanted to provide. So definitely stressful, and definitely at a point where we were just fed up with life, fed up with being told what we couldn't do and what we can't do and what wouldn't happen for us. So definitely, it's been a roller coaster these past few years, but we're coming upon almost 2 years with FES, and I just want to say that it's been a blessing. My husband and I are at a point now where, we're able to do so much, and I'm just excited about life. I'm excited about, being able to come out of a storm and have a story to tell after that storm, and knowing that regardless of whatever the situation is, that you can always find a way out of it, and you'll find a way out, and your way out is always going to be on top. So you guys always look up and be encouraged. Whatever you're going through is not your end result. It's not what you are or who you're going to be in the future, and there's always a blessing in disguise from things that you go through.
Yeah, definitely, and FES has definitely enabled us to live life on our own terms and just do a lot of things that we desired to do. And we were, like my wife told you guys before, we wasn't making a lot of money. We were barely making it. We wasn't able to go to my daughter's basketball games, baseball games, ballet recitals. We didn't have the time freedom that we desired for ourselves to spend time with our family. Just being in this company just a little over a year now, being six-figure earners in the company, R&R club members, it's been an amazing journey, investing our last money into this business, leaving $1.09 left in our bank account. And so, when we got in this business, we burnt all bridges behind us. I told my wife I wasn't going back to work, or I wasn't going back to school, because neither one of them ever worked for me. And so they both landed me a barely paying job, and they landed me they didn't give me a lot of time freedom. And so just enjoying the time freedom, the money freedom at FES, the free vacations, just traveling all over the world. It's been an exciting journey for us. And so when you join this company, just understand that the race is not given to the swift nor the strong, but it's given to the one that will endure to the end. And so you can come in this company and you can be really ambitious, but you definitely have to be as patient as you are ambitious. So there's anybody out there just trying to join FES, much success and much prosperity to you, and just keep the fight.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Ashanti Odom. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. The reason why I got involved in FES is because I had been in healthcare for about 10 years. And so every single year, they would reward me for my annual review by giving me a pen, sometimes even an umbrella. And I'd work really hard trying to get to a certain position with the company. So when FES found me, it wasn't that I was looking for the opportunity, but after finding it, it's exactly what I needed. So during that time, it was one of the hardest times in my life as a single parent going through a divorce. I never thought that joining a company that after only 4 months would actually give me a brand new car. Now you're talking about someone that used to get a pen every year for their annual review. And so what this company has done for me has changed my life. It's changed my boys' life. It's put me in a position to where I can secure their future. And so if you're someone that's looking for a new opportunity. I dropped out of school in 9th grade. I don't have the skill set. I don't have the educational background. I didn't even have a network. But what I did have was the passion to help a lot of people. And doing that has put me in a position to make a lot of money. So make sure that you get back with the person that told you to take a look at this video.
Hey, what's going on? It's Alfred Nixon. I'm out of Miami, Florida. I'm 24 years old, and I've been involved with FES for about 17 months. And I'm not sure if you can relate to me, but 17 months ago, I was in a bad state in my life. I mean, struggling financially, living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I just knew that I deserved better. I just knew that I needed more. Just didn't know where that was going to come from. And when I seen the FES opportunity, just dived right in, followed the leadership. And in that 17-month time frame, I went from living with my parents, sharing a room with my brother, to actually, getting to the point where I'm financially free, been able to get my dream condo in Miami. I also got a dream condo that I was able to get out there in Los Angeles. Just been able to change my whole financial situation, and also went from being in the low 500s, with my credit score, to now 700 plus. Was able to go out there and get an American Express credit card. This business has just completely, changed my life, for the better. So if you're looking at this opportunity and you're looking to get to the next level, you're looking, for more for yourself and your family, get back with the person that invited you to take a look at this video, and we'll see you at the top.
Hi, my name is Amina Rashid, and this is my husband,
Karan Finlacey.
We got started with FES to change our lives and also our financial forecast. At that time, I was looking for a different opportunity and a way to kind of get my husband out of his dead-end job, I guess we could say. At that time, I didn't really take heed to the opportunity, and we went inactive. We became active agents again November 28th of 2016. And since then, things have definitely gone in a upward direction. Since then, my husband has been able to...
I've been able to quit my job. It was an exhilarating feeling for us to be able to do that. I was able to just tell my boss, that's it. I don't want to do this anymore. Walk away. I'm able to spend time with my son, take him to school every day. That's one of my biggest things right there.
Absolutely. And the reason why we got started with FES is because, as we mentioned before, my husband was working a dead-end job. We have a son who is autistic, and we needed, definitely to have two parents there to be with him full time, and we couldn't do that, and it was definitely a struggle. A little bit more about our background. We literally came from nothing.
Yeah.
Don't you say? Wouldn't you agree?
I completely agree. I mean, everybody has their story. I don't think our story is any more than anyone else's. I never look at it as that.
Right.
But I will tell you, the struggle to get here was very, very seriously real. We've been evicted. We've been practically homeless. We've been to walk grocery carts up the street. We've had to do a lot of things that people, you would look at us now and say, no way.
Yeah.
But we've been through it all.
Absolutely. And just going back a little further, for me, I was a teen mom. I had two children before the age of 18. The first child, I had my daughter at 15. I had my second daughter at 17. And, life was just really, really hard. It was tough. It was definitely a struggle. I've always looked at other people and the successes that they've had in life when I was younger. And I would always think, wow, that'll never be me. And I actually have a story. I remember I was maybe 18 years old, 2 kids in tow. And I saw a lady that I knew in my hometown of Roanoke, Virginia. She had a brand new car, and it was a Nissan Altima. And I saw her with this car, and I said, wow, that's a really nice car. And I told her, I said, I'll never have anything like that. And she looked at me intently, and she said, don't say that. And she says, you can do it. But at that time, I felt defeated. I felt that, there was no way up for me. I was a statistic. So that was something that stuck with me because, she told me, you can do it. You can have this. You can have this. Is just a Nissan Altima. That's what she told me. You can have this. And so that stuck with me, and I never kind of let that go. And my husband and I, we lived in Charlotte, North Carolina for a while. We've been married for 10 years now. We moved from Charlotte, North Carolina to Los Angeles in 2007. And I was working for Bank of America at that time. And we moved to LA 2007, 2008. The bailout happened and I lost my job. So then there's another, catastrophic blow, to us financially. So at that time, my husband was the only one working a job. We literally lost everything. We didn't have a car, as my husband mentioned before. We didn't have a car. We were evicted. God, how many times? Several times. I can't even, it's been so many times we can't remember. We've been evicted so many times. But, we never lost faith. We never lost faith. And as he mentioned, we didn't have a car. We didn't have a car. We would try to get rental cars and, drive them around when we could. And when we didn't have a car, it was public transportation, pushing our groceries in a shopping cart from the grocery store to our apartment that we were being evicted out of. I mean, it was just really tough. And, once we came across FES and this opportunity, it definitely changed our lives. So as you heard,
FES was definitely a game changer for us and our family. I can't put in words what I'm feeling right now is that, with this current situation that we're in, because it was a real struggle, as I said before. So look to FES, work your FES very well, and you can too come out of your struggle, whatever you have going on, because we definitely have stories to tell.
And listen, if we can do it, trust me, you can definitely do it. We'll see you guys at the top.
I am so excited to share my story with you on today. I can tell you my background. I was doing very well for myself, making 6 figures, and actually, I would say, years ago, I wasn't making that type of income anymore, where I actually was behind on my mortgage. My home was actually facing foreclosure. I had 2 luxury vehicles, had to actually downsize and only have 1. Wasn't able to pay my light bill, water bill. I was just at a very hard place in my life. Didn't know, which way I was coming out, but I can tell you, I'm definitely a faith believer. And I prayed, and I was like, God, you got to give me something where I'll be able to earn those 6 figures again, ready to provide for me and my family. And I got a call about this amazing opportunity, financial education service. But it was only to restore my credit. Why was that? Because I also have a background of investment. I am also a real estate agent. And I can tell you that giving 7 properties back to the bank, it left me with 7 foreclosures on my credit. Not 1, but 7. And I can tell you my credit score was really shot. We're talking about the low low, like 487, really, really low. And I can tell you has really, really, all the way now over 700. So I'm at a very good place in my life right now with my credit. Been actually able to save my home due to foreclosures. I'm very excited. Been able now to actually, help my clients now too that really, has less than perfect credit, be able to restore their credit and get them in their dream home. But I can tell you one thing that I'm very, very excited about is when I was able to actually save that home, able to save my home due to foreclosure, I've been able to now take that home and turn it into an income producing property. And guess what? Now I'm able to actually live on the beach. I always dreamed of living on the beach. I was able to buy a beach condo on the beach now. So as you guys can see, it has truly, truly changed my life. I tell you, there's no worry, there's no care in this world that I have because of financial education service and just being able to provide, for my family, being able to take care of my mom. I'm just super, super excited about this life-changing opportunity. But I do want to encourage you on today. You may be where you are, but you don't have to stay there. I always say that if you can look up, you can get up.
Hi, my name is Nicola Smith Jackson, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. And I just want to share, before FES, my husband and I, people have considered us have had success, and that's that thing about when people feel you have success, they think you don't have any struggles. And, behind closed doors, it had been a long, long journey to success for us. Myself, bearing 3 children and having a son who has special needs, never walked a day in his life, and along that way being a single mom and pretty much being, I would say, probably the talk of the town. I knew people were talking about me, whispering about me, probably felt that I would never be successful. And at some point in time I started believing that, and dropped out of college, was a hairstylist. And that was very hard for my family. My mom thought that I was going to be an attorney and go to school, go to college, and have this great job, and it didn't work out like that. And so fast forward, went into network marketing, and we did well. We made our first $1 million in our first year, and that came with a whole lot of issues we just wasn't ready for. The struggles, moving from one level of life to another level of life, it wasn't easy. It probably looked great, but it wasn't pretty. It caused a lot of strain in our family, even my husband and I. It caused a lot of strain even on my marriage, and and that's what it does. Sometimes when you go to next levels, you're not ready. You're not ready for a lot of the other things that came along with it. And so we ended up with a $50,000 tax on our credit report. Why? Because money didn't come with instructions. We weren't told. We were first generation 7-figure earners, so we weren't told what to do with money. We didn't understand even half of the things that our advisors were telling us. And someone told me about FES. Not only did FES help us to get that $50,000 tax off my credit report, it helped us to boost the score, where of course we were able to get credit cards and things like that again, and life started feeling like, a little like normal, because it's stressful. It's one thing to never had and then have, but to have and then start losing, it gets scary. And I didn't think I was going to be building a business with FES. I definitely didn't think that. I just knew that I had bad credit, and it changed a lot of things about my life really, really fast. Went from a 760 as my lowest score to a 580, and here it was getting credit cards revoked and all that other kind of crazy stuff. And so I just started sharing FES with other people, shared it with some of my friends and family members, and didn't have any clue that there were so many other people that had less than perfect credit just like me. We just never talked about it. I started sharing it with them, and they started sharing with other people, and fast forward, we ended up being the fastest growing team in the company, and that too, of course, comes with challenges. I'm just so grateful to God that He's actually kept us and our family, and our faith has been increased since, when you go through things, you understand where people are. When people start looking at our opportunity and they may be at a, really funky place in their life. I love FES because even with the founders, it was never judged at all about anybody's background, where they came from, what their faith was, and it just really felt like home. Now we do over $4 million in sales in a month, and that just comes from us being honest, helping other people, sharing our story, and it just helped us bring our family back and together again, because finances is really big. I don't care if you know what level of demographic you are. When there's no money, there's no honey, things get crazy. But we're now back to normalcy, and now we know exactly what to do with our finances. We understand so much more about our financial literacy, and it's been so fulfilling to help so many other people, so many other families get some normalcy in their life and get some security. And so if you're watching this video, someone shared this with you, I encourage you to take a look at FES. I know it may be scary because everybody makes mistakes, and those are things we don't want to rehash. We don't want to live those things again. But FES is definitely not a mistake. FES has been one of the best things that happened to my family and I. So grateful to be able to share it with people. So grateful and fulfilling when you see people's lives changing. And when you have a lot more money, you can help a lot more people. And so I'm so grateful that I said yes to FES. So you can too.
Corporate America for 8 years, and I lost my job in March of 2015, and so I got started with the company in July of 2015. Before I got started with the company, I was in a situation where I had no money. Even to get started with the company, I had to borrow the money from my mom, and who wants to borrow money, from someone else to get started with a new business? But that's what I did. She loaned me the money, and I was able to get started with the company. I had a bankruptcy and a judgment on my credit, and the company was able to remove both items within 22 days. I've been able to help people from all walks of life. And I'm a person that operates with integrity. So I had this one client, she was very skeptical because, there are a lot of scams and different things that's going on. But, I assured her, I'm like, my character, I wouldn't be a part of something that is not on the up and up, not truthful, doesn't operate with integrity. So after, it took her a few months. So after a few months, she went ahead and started the program. And within a few months, her credit score jumped 200 points. She had about 13 items deleted from her credit. And, she thanked me for pushing her to go ahead and start the program. And now she's a homeowner. Had she not started the program, or, listen to me being able to push her to get started, because at the end of the day, if you don't do something about your credit, it's just gonna sit there. So she listened to me. She was able to, like I said, increase her credit score about 200 points, and now she's a homeowner. So she's definitely praising the company, thanking me for pushing her, because she's now a homeowner. FES is a platform where I can take anywhere I desire. One of my desires is to be able to travel the world with my kids, so it becomes bigger than just credit. When someone asks, what do I do? I'm in FES all the way. I'm sold out on FES. I'm laser focused. It's definitely going to provide me to be able to give back to the community, purchase an apartment complex, and be able to get you into that home that you desire.
My name is Ashton Henry, Senior Vice President here with Financial Education Services. Got started with a company primarily to work on my personal credit. Within 4 or 5 months of getting started with the company, my credit went from a 520 to a 735. I was able to get $80,000 medical bill off my credit report, and that got me excited about the opportunity because I knew that so much people need the services. So I was already in the tax business, and I decided to reach out to the young lady who actually signed me up as a customer to get started with the company as an agent. And come to find out that I was already signed up as an agent, but she told me that I was signed up as a customer. So I just continued the process there as an agent, and got started sharing the opportunity with my tax clients, and that led to us helping a lot of people, get negative items removed on their credit report, bankruptcies, foreclosures, tax liens, helping people get on their life back on track financially, helping people get qualified for homes, cars, and so forth. And that's just what was really exciting. I started sharing the opportunity with other tax professionals that I knew. Now, prior to getting started with the company, I played Division I soccer. I got injured back in 2009. I moved to Miami to do rehab. And my first job in Miami was actually working construction because at the time I didn't have the legal documents to work because I came here in the United States in 2004 on a soccer scholarship. And I started working construction just to find something to pay the bills, so to speak. So I met this gentleman who was the director of financial aid at Bromacki College. He invited me out to an interview, got hired, started working there with them as an admissions representative. I became the #1 admissions representative in the college, started paying for my master's degree, started flying around, educated other admissions representatives on how to become more successful, productive admissions representative for the company. But it got to a point where it was always more bills than money, and I felt like I was just working from Monday to Saturday. Just Sunday was just one day off to get ready to work again, and I just got tired of that. And I remember one day I was waiting downstairs for a student, and there was a Forbes magazine there, and in that issue, when I opened it up, was the owner of Bromacki College as the number 38 millionaire in the United States. And something hit me that when I saw that. And at that point in my life, I realized I was selling myself short because I was doing over $500,000 a month in enrollments every single month for that college, but I wasn't getting paid near that. And 2 weeks later, I walked in, gave them my resignation. I had no real plan about what I was going to do in life, but I just decided I couldn't do it anymore. And after a couple years of working there, successfully being the #1 agent every single month, I decided to walk away from the company and do my own thing. And I started a tax business, and things was going okay, and hit this brick wall where everything was just in disarray in my life. And for 6 months, I did absolutely nothing. I had a business transaction that went horribly wrong, lost a lot of money. And as a result, I became very depressed and stressed out, and money wasn't a focus. I was just beating myself up until, again, get started with FES to get the negative items off my credit report, and started being a successful business with the company. Now as Senior Vice President, we've been able to help a lot of people, again, get negative items off their credit report, put people back on track financially, and also help a ton of individuals in the process earn significant income with our company here, Financial Education Services. It's been an exciting journey. Really thrilled to help as many people as possible throughout this process, whether it be from a financial side or also on the monetary side of helping other people change their lives financially. I'm just so excited, whether it be you working on your personal credit, making sure that you're on your finances and things are structured the right way, and also help other people take their life from struggling to being successful and just being able to take care of themselves and their family and not have to stress out so much about money. Like I used to have to stress about money. I remember a point in my life when I couldn't even pay my light bill, and it was those times, those trying times, that made me become the person that I am right now. You know, it was those times that pushed me and decided, you know, at that point, in that moment in my life, I decided I couldn't live like that anymore. I decided to push myself to figure things out, right? So if you're watching this message right now, if you're watching this video, you know, it doesn't matter where you are right now in your life, you can always change. But first, you got to make that decision to change. And once you make that decision, you follow through. You know, your best thinking got you to this point that you are right now in your life. Your best thinking, right? So it's great that you have other people who's already gone through some of the things that you have gone through and have been able to come out of it, and we're here to help you. So get started. Let's take this journey together.
Hi, my name is Benikia Taylor. Prior to getting involved with FES in the network marketing industry, I was working in the banking industry as a fraud investigator. So when I was first introduced to the opportunity to partner with FES, initially I didn't come for the services. I came to help other people because working in the banking industry, I saw people who struggled financially, who couldn't afford to get a house or a car, or even went through the process of having their identity compromised. But lo and behold, I was hit with student loan debt and late payments, right? Most people are walking around with thousands of dollars in debt in regards to student loans. And so in October of last year, I got a notification with our Smart Credit tool that let me know that, hey, you have some new late payments report. And I'm like, wait a minute, I know I paid my bills on time. And I was alerted to let me know that my student loan payments had came out of deferment, and I had been issued not 1 but 12 late payments at one time. I was able to notify FES and let them know what was going on, and within 30 days they were able to get those late payments updated to reflect paid as agreed. This opportunity has allowed me to partner with so many amazing people, from full-time employees all the way to full entrepreneurs who run and operate their own business on a day-to-day basis. I remember there was a young lady that I actually connected with through social media, and actually most of the people I connect with is through social media, but this young lady actually owned and operated her own tax office, and she was interested in actually utilizing our services and partnering with her tax business. And initially, even though she reached out to me to join the opportunity to partner, she was still kind of skeptical. So before she even put it out to her clients, she wanted to go through the process herself. And so she was actually able to get a bankruptcy removed from her credit report within 30 days, and that made her a full believer. So I've already experienced so much growth with this opportunity and with FES, but not only with the business, but also personally. I have an amazing mentor with the organization, so she always pushes us to work on ourselves. If you work on yourself, you'll be able to make abundance amount of money. Like, there's no limit in what you can do, and we know that your money and the wealth is in your mindset. And so I work constantly on developing not only myself but my mind. Also, this is actually helping me to grow to be a better person, not only to my husband but also to my family. I can definitely share with you, when you're on this type of journey, not everyone will understand what you're doing. A lot of people don't even understand entrepreneurship. So being able to work on myself has allowed me to be able to better communicate with those who don't fully understand still what I'm doing and where I'm going. I see such an amazing future with this company. My goals are so big, and I know they say your dreams should be so big that they scare you, and mine's actually scare me. I see myself 5 years from now with having a few kids and being able to truly stay at home and have that time freedom. And I tell people my initial reason for joining wasn't to make a whole lot of money. It was to help people, but to also have time freedom for myself. You can have all the money in the world, but you don't have time to spend with your loved ones and your children, then money really doesn't mean much. And actually, kids spell money T-I-M-E. So time has always been my goal, my end goal, and I know that when I do decide to have children, I'll be able to spend quality time and make memories with them that will last a lifetime.
Working at the bank, I was working long hours. I was in a lot of debt, so I was struggling really hard. So when I saw FES, I never hesitated. So I actually jumped on it. I just looked at the person who showed me the information. He had the lifestyle that I want. He had the car that I want. He was living where I wanted to live. So I just followed him. I just remained humble, and then we went to work. Within 60 days, we were able to walk away from the job, pay off every debt possible. Today we live in a crazy lifestyle. I was able to walk into the Audi dealership and have a conversation with the dealer, and knowing that I'm able to get the car, knowing that the credit is on point, knowing that I have choice. It's not really about the money; it's really about the options that you have in life. So if you're actually watching this video, just believe in yourself. Get back to the person who showed you the information. Just like I said, trust yourself, and you can do it too. If I can do it, I think anybody can have success here too.